Hey everybody, Culprit morning time D here. A little bit earlier than I usually get up because it's AM. I'm working on album art for a couple people. So I wanted to talk about album art. Not necessarily just, in rap and hip hop, but in music in general. Although it's going to focus more on rap and hip hop culture and indie and underground, since that's the scene that I'm in. I don't even know where to begin. I want to say album art is, for those of you who don't know, but we all know what album art is. You'll notice online, when an artist is getting ready to drop the cover for an album, people get really excited. We don't think about how much we really do like album art. It's the first thing that grabs our eye. And, we can say, oh, it doesn't matter, it's all about the content of the music. But it plays a huge role in it and influencing you. And, it's part of that whole image thing. It's not just art on the album. It tailors to whatever the group's image is usually, and we get excited about it and we like it. And like I remember when Drake, when he put out the two covers for his latest album, Nothing Was the Same, people went absolutely crazy. Like, they were wanting to know, he went, I'm going to drop the art, I'm going to drop the art. People went crazy, and he dropped it, and it just went all around the internet. And, I don't mean, like, the making fun of it. People just got really excited that it was out there. So, is album art important? Let me say this. As someone who does graphic design as well, and makes album art for other people, whenever a client says, I want this, I want that, a lot of the times it'll be really simple, and I'm surprised they don't want more, because I'm so used to album art being kind of over the top sometimes, or really, detailed and fancy, especially when you're talking about mixtape covers, for us people in the rap and hip-hop scene. A lot of whether people or not even look at your stuff is based off the album art. And you'll notice that if you go on these sites like DatPiff and Hot New Hip Hop and LiveMixtapes.com, or whatever other site you go for your mixtape, you'll notice that people really like to go all out sometimes with their mixtapes. Especially, there's one style in particular I'm talking about, where everything it looks CGI, it looks computer generated, but it's taken from a real photo, and that's a lot of Waka Flocka stuff and trap stuff uses that, or things more on the alt end of the rap spectrum, like the Wolfgang, Odd Future, and crap like that. It's supposed to be so out there. But album art is important because people go, and if they see something that's kind of different or catches their eye, or it's kind of cool, then they'll go and see if the music is the same. Is it off the beaten path? Is it going to be kind of kooky like the album art is? Take for instance the Living Color albums. Living Color albums, the album art is usually just this big collage of stuff, and these mixtures of clippings from photos and graffiti, and just kind of really weird animation on there, but the music matches that. And a lot of the people that I talk to who also like Living Color, I found out about them when I was just a kid. My mom showed me them, and so I heard them first. But a lot of people that I know that listen to them because they saw like the Vivid cover or the Pride cover, and wanted to see, well, who's behind the art? What is the music behind this art? Because this art is different. And that's one of the reasons why the single cover for Who I Am I that dropped was kind of an homage to the Living Color album art. I mean, if you listen to them and you saw the cover that I dropped for Who I Am, I would be like, oh yeah, it's very similar. So album art is very important, and I hate to reiterate that. If you're not an artist who's already established and major, and you are well known, you'll notice that when an artist gets more popularity, when an artist gets big, let's say they get after they get signed, after 1 or 2 albums, they can more so do what they want, and the album art becomes really simplistic, kind of, because they already have a fan base. They've already established what their sound is. They already know people are going to listen no matter what they put out. So they can put out something simpler, or maybe something that they actually want to do, and that is not the label's idea. Some of the most listened to albums have the simplest cover. But they know people are going to listen to it, so why not just do what you want and make it simple, and save some time of not having to set up a photo shoot and pay less people. To me, the album art should kind of help tell the story of the album itself. For example, Summer Nights in Highland, my second mixtape. The album art is it has this face. It has different, facial features from different pictures of different people, and that is supposed to represent, all the changes and finding my own identity that I was going through, kind of when I was starting to work on this album. And then also, you look past the face, and you have dozens and dozens of clippings from pictures that I had taken from that summer, from a few months before that summer, and it was supposed to be like all these memories, and there's a fog over it. It's like all these memories, and stuff's getting hazy while I'm trying to find my identity, but I'm still thinking about where I've been. And I think the album art should do that. Same with the Breakup Surprise Party. The front cover is the suit and tie and corsage. Or boutonniere that I wore to prom, which was when me and this girl that you've heard me talk about 1,000 times and rap about 1,000 times, when we started dating. And so that was kind of like an homage to, like I'm wearing something from the beginning of us while I'm singing about the end of us, just because I'm trapped in, this love that we had for each other. I really do think the art should play. Now, some albums won't have that, because some albums are just for radio play, and it's just an album of singles. For example, my favorite band of all time, gonna laugh at me, and crap, but whatever, the Backstreet Boys. Okay, you'll notice a lot, especially in this time period with this genre, and people under Louis Pearlman's management and stuff, they really didn't make album art that was supposed to tell the story, and help contribute to the concept of the album. It was just for radio, and it was supposed to be marketing, and it was all about the profit. So they would just make the album art and stick their faces on it and make them look nice, and because they knew the fans would want to go and buy it, and they knew the fans would just want to look at them, and it's and I mean there's nothing wrong with that. They've still made great music and stuff, but I just feel bad that it's sort of simplistic, and album art is a complicated thing. A lot of people I don't think, take enough time and consideration into it. They're like, well, let me just stick my face on there. Let me just put a bunch of, cool crap on there, and that's fine. But, I think you should do something where it's both of you are doing something that helps the concept or idea of the album, and it's something you want to do and something that represents you at the same time, something that appeals to people or catches their attention. So that's my thoughts on album art. I want to know what you guys think, and yada yada yada, stuff like that. Gonna be doing this setup now when I do videos and crap. Kind of a reference to if anyone knows me, been addicted to the Anthony Fantano videos, the Needle Drop channel, where he usually has a vinyl in the background. You can see a cover of a record when he does a review or a video. Let you know, kind of letting you know what other music he listens to aside from whatever he's talking about. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I use this because it's one of the more simple album covers of all time. So, but I encourage you to check this album out. This is what I meant, when I said people will get to a point where they don't care and they can make whatever album art they want. It doesn't have to be crazy or anything. There you go, Van Halen, Dive Her Down, simple flag. So. But anyway, that's it for me.